Alright, we just got back from bashing the king cab, and then we had some problems with our left rear wheel spinning. I thought it was just a loose wheel nut, but actually what happened is the aluminum hex, which has a spline that matches the outdrive shaft, stripped. Fortunately, they're still making these for some of the re-releases, so you can still buy these hexes. But what's interesting to note is that the transmission or gearbox did not strip, just something else. We found a new weak link in the drivetrain. I suppose we could even modify this with a cross pin if we wanted to, but I'll probably just keep it as it was originally designed. Actually, I do want to pull out the gears to see how they look. All right, we're going to turn to this to see how the gearbox is doing. It's actually pretty easy to drop the diff on this. You just pop your rod ends off, pull out your drive shafts, pull out your drive cups. Get in there. The fingers are too fat for this. Alright. Flip it back over. That actually a little razor blade will work. There we go. There's our diff. And, reach in here with a screwdriver or something and push it out. All right. So here's our gear diff. Aside from some grease, it looks to be holding up pretty well. I can keep it in can. So the gear diff is holding up. There's been some concerns with people having experience with using these and stripping out the counter gear. So this is the differential. The counter gear is the gear that it matches up to, which is that's the counter gear in there. See if we can get zoomed in on that. So we'll go ahead and pull the counter gear too. That's pretty straightforward as well. All you have to do is pull the gear cover. Four screws on the gear cover. Probably the most number of screws for any gear cover. Pop that off. Got our spur gear, which looks pretty good. A little chunk of, I don't know what that is. It's not plastic. It almost looks like dirt or something. So this guy here is the counter gear. That's what we want to look at. So pull the gear carrier off. This is the alloy one. It's interesting. Looks like there's some rubbing there. I don't know what would be rubbing on it though. maybe just the spur gear flexing. So it has some pretty good clearance. That's interesting. The spur gear doesn't show any signs of rubbing, at least not in that radius. Out here we see a little bit. But it's a hell of a lot better than the plastic bracket. Again, the only thing we're doing is improving this gearbox. We're not guaranteeing that it's going to be bomb-proof. We're just trying to make it better than what the stock one was and make it enjoyable to run. And it was enjoyable today. Alright, so let's pull out the counter gear. Alright, so the counter gear looks good. Bearing's falling out. So usually, you know, if you look at the gear kind of across the teeth, if you start to see where it'll kind of dip in, depends. I mean, we got pretty good engagement. This is almost full engagement. I don't know how they're lined up in there, but so I wouldn't expect to see kind of a dip from there, but no chipped teeth. And I tried to kind of do what I could to stress it today, and it looks like it's holding up pretty good. I'm happy with that. We'll just keep running it and see if we break something. If we break something, Thorpe makes they make a counter gear similar to this that has a metal version of this gear here is metal, and then they kind of key it into a plastic portion of this gear here. So the part that engages the differential is metal, and this is the part that people have talked about. I've heard 2 people comment on stripping this gear out, but we haven't done that yet. So far so good. Thanks for watching.